You've been lied to. Your whole life you were told forgiveness is noble, that letting go of pain makes you stronger, that turning the other cheek is the mark of a good person. But what if that's exactly what's been destroying you? Think about it. How many times have you forgiven someone? A friend, a partner, a family member, only for them to hurt you again? How many times have you swallowed your anger, buried your resentment, and told yourself, this time will be different, only to end up right back where you started? Forgiveness isn't strength. It's self-sabotage dressed up as virtue. It's the excuse people use to keep you soft, to keep you compliant. Because the truth is, the world doesn't reward forgiveness. It exploits it. Machiavelli knew this. He didn't write The Prince as a guide to kindness. He wrote it as a manual for survival in a world where mercy is mistaken for weakness. And the brutal reality? People don't change because you forgive them. They change because consequences force them to. So ask yourself, how much more of yourself are you willing to lose in the name of letting go? Because here's the truth they don't want you to see. Forgiveness doesn't heal you. It erases you. Every time you forgive without consequence, you teach people how to treat you. And the lesson is always the same. You can hurt me and I'll still be here. But what if there's another way? What if the real power isn't in forgetting but in remembering? You've been taught that holding on to pain is toxic, that remembering betrayals makes you bitter. But what if the opposite is true? What if forgetting is the real poison? Let's break it down. When someone hurts you and you forgive them without consequence, what happens? They learn one of two things. 1, you don't value yourself enough to demand respect. 2, they can do it again. And they will, because human nature doesn't reward mercy, it tests it. Machiavelli didn't say, keep a list of grudges. He said something far more ruthless. Keep a list of lessons. Because memory isn't about clinging to anger, it's about strategic awareness. It's the difference between walking into a trap blind and seeing it coming from miles away. Think of every betrayal, every lie, every backstab as data. When you file that away instead of deleting it, you're not being resentful, you're being smart. You're building an internal defense system that says, I see you, I remember, and I won't be fooled twice. Here's the uncomfortable truth. People who demand your forgiveness don't want peace. They want permission. Permission to repeat the same actions. Permission to keep you in the cycle. Because if you forget, they win. But when you remember, that's when the game changes. There's a reason people get uncomfortable when you remember. Really remember. Think about the last time someone wronged you, then acted shocked when you didn't just get over it. Their frustration wasn't about your pain. It was about your refusal to play along with their rewrite of history. Because when you remember, you hold them accountable in a way no argument ever could. Here's the psychological truth. People fear your memory more than your anger. Anger fades. Anger can be dismissed as emotional. But calm, unshakable recall? That's a threat. That's power. Machiavelli understood this cold reality. Forgiveness makes you predictable. Memory makes you dangerous. Consider this. The coworker who stole credit hates that you never forgot. The ex who lied dreads that you still see through them. The friend who betrayed you panics when they realize their old tricks don't work on you anymore. Why? Because memory strips away their greatest weapon, your willingness to pretend it didn't happen. But here's where most people fail. They think remembering means obsessing. No. Strategic memory is ice cold. It's not replaying the hurt. It's studying the playbook. That time they lied about where they were. Now you know their tells. That moment they twisted your words. Now you recognize the tactic. That betrayal they swore was a mistake. Now you see the pattern. This isn't bitterness. This is intelligence gathering. Now here's where most people get it wrong. They assume remembering means holding on to rage, letting bitterness rot them from the inside. But that's not power, that's just another form of surrender. The real skill? Remembering without letting it control you. Think of it like this. A general doesn't win wars by screaming about past defeats. He studies them. He adapts. He turns every loss into a new way to outmaneuver the enemy. That's what you're doing here. The 3 rules of strategic memory. 1. File, don't obsess. When someone shows you who they are, believe them, then archive it.
No emotion els païrels, no revenge fantasies.
Just a mental note, this is how they operate. Example, that friend who always disappears when you need them, don't rant. Just quietly adjust their role in your life. 2. Let consequences do the talking. Forgiveness without change is just permission. Instead of announcing you'll never trust them again, demonstrate it. They lie, they get less access. They betray, they get distance. No drama, just natural repercussions. 3. Use it as fuel, not an anchor. Every betrayal teaches you something about them, about yourself, and about human nature. Swallow the lesson. Spit out the bitterness. Ask, how does this make me sharper? Not, how do I make them pay? Here's the paradox. The less emotional you are about the past, the more power it gives you. Because when you remember calmly, people can't dismiss you as hurt or emotional. They're forced to respect your clarity. Machiavelli's real secret wasn't cruelty. It was detachment. The ability to see people's actions without illusions, then act accordingly. This is where it all comes together. You're not just remembering to protect yourself, you're building a reputation that precedes you. When people know you don't forget, something shifts. The manipulator hesitates before targeting you. The opportunist looks for easier prey. Even honest people treat you with more consideration. Why? Because memory creates invisible boundaries, and humans instinctively respect lines they know can't be crossed twice. Society preaches forgiveness as emotional freedom, but real freedom isn't forgetting. It's remembering without being controlled by it. The master move: be the person who never brings up old wounds, but never ignores their lessons. Doesn't seek revenge, but makes sure repeating the offense isn't worth the cost. Forgives internally for your peace, but never externally for their comfort. Your new mantra: I remember enough to protect myself, and forget just enough to stay free. This is the balance that terrifies those who rely on your forgiveness. You're not holding grudges. You're holding standards. Next time someone who wronged you tries to re-enter your life, ask, 1. Have they earned re-entry? 2. Or are they testing if you've gotten softer? Your response, not your words, will determine every future interaction. Machiavelli wasn't wrong. He was just brutally honest about how power works. The choice isn't between being a doormat or a monster. It's about being the unpredictable variable in every equation, the one who can't be played because the playbook's already memorized. So tell me in the comments, what's one lesson you're never forgetting again? And if this reframe hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it, because the best armor is making sure your circle understands the rules too.